services manager. He's been here for 39 years. Done his share of rent collecting and stock transfer cost some tears. He's seen many colleagues come and go, and now it is his turn. Now it makes us very, very sad. His Corla days are done. He ain't gonna do housing no longer. He ain't gonna do housing no more. He ain't got time to fix adaptations. Homelessness is such a bore. He ain't got time for empty homes, and the NHS has left and spent. He ain't gonna do housing no longer. He's getting ready for retirement. Well, the back in headaches and the acres made them curse. The girls come back from HHP just made his doing worse. But all that stress is now behind him, cause there's housing managers failed. No more battleships left to balance his final arc, and ship has sailed. He ain't gonna do housing no longer. He ain't gonna do housing no more. He ain't got time to fix adaptations. Homelessness is such a bore. He ain't got time for empty homes, and the NHS has left and spent. He ain't gonna do housing no longer. He's getting ready. Everyone join in. He ain't gonna do housing no more. He ain't got time to fix adaptations. Homelessness is such a bore. He ain't got time for empty homes, and the NHS has left and spent. He ain't gonna do housing no longer. He's getting ready for retirement. He ain't gonna do housing no longer. Today's his day of retirement.
Well, first of all, thank you very much, ladies. That was amazing. That was just incredible. Just walking through the Duolingo. Yeah, thanks so much. I mean, it's just a bizarre situation. If you're ever in this situation, it's just one of these things that you don't know how you're going to feel on the day you go after so long. But that certainly made it a lot better. Just so unexpected, so lovely. So thanks, ladies. That was brilliant. And thanks, Sam, for your kind words as well. That was really nice, and Dawn, you as well. That was really much appreciated. Before I start, just a few words to say. I've got my calculator, the original calculator. I was issued this when I started. Do I need to hand it back in? It still works after 39 years, but it's got Wattie written on it now, so it might not be worth any money. But it still works, so it's amazing technology. But we were all issued with these back in the day when you started with the Corlia, and there's probably thousands in drawers and desks throughout the building, so check them when you get back down. I just want to say a few words. First of all, thank you so much. That's just a lovely send-off. It's really, really appreciated. After being off last year, it was quite an easy decision to go down the retirement, but when Seth and Shane discussed it, and
wow.
When we decided to go in February, it sounded like, oh, it's months away, it's going to take forever to pass. But it's incredibly how quickly how the time has gone since then. But still the right thing to do, and we're looking forward to. Well, I'm looking forward to my retirement. We've changed a wee bit to go yet, so I'm being very careful. I'm not rubbing it in her like that. So, oh right, I'd love to go to work. But I just want to say some thanks. Obviously, thank you, everybody, for the kind words. That's really, really appreciated. And first of all, I want to thank my own team. You've been a wonderful bunch of people. It's been such a privilege working with you since the team was set up in 2006 after the stock transfer, and it's been such a fun time as well. We've had a good laugh over the years. You've all been so dedicated and hard working as well. It's been a fantastic experience working alongside you. And I think if there was a competition in the Corlia for the best team, I think Housing would win it by a country mile. Obviously, I'm biased. But saying that, we couldn't do what we do without the support and guidance and friendship from the other departments in the building. And we always really appreciate the feedback we get, or the help we get from the other departments, and helping us do the service. So to everybody else in the council, we really thank you for that as well. We're also very privileged and lucky to have some really fantastic partners that we work with, namely Technology Gal and HSP, key deliverers of the council's health strategy. And it's always been so nice working with yourselves to deliver housing across the island. And like Anne said, there's been a huge amount of housing delivered by HSP since stock transfer back in 2006, and that has made a fantastic impact on waiting lists and housing needs throughout the islands. And also want to thank HSP for their support in homelessness as well. As you're probably aware, it's a significant challenge for us, but HSP have pulled out all the stops and they're doing fantastic work in housing homeless people that come to us. I think at the moment the turnaround is so quick. We've got quite a lot of empty rooms over the acres, which is absolutely fantastic that situation has been reached. So thanks to yourselves and HSP, it's much appreciated. Also want to thank the councillors as well. It's always been nice knowing that the councillors have got a strong interest in housing, and that's always been obvious in the chamber. Every time we had a report up, there's been genuine interest and genuine input into the shaping of housing policy, and that's really much appreciated. I'd also like a wee thank you to bosses over the years. I've been really fortunate to have some wonderful bosses throughout all my time in the council, going back to 1986. Maybe some of the early bosses back in the early days, which John will know about, they might have been a wee bit mad, but the rest of me fine. I won't go into any details, but a few unique characters there. But I've also had really impressive bosses, really encouraging, really innovative, and really aspirational bosses there. We've had a really strong vision. And I'm really chuffed to see Dina here, because Dina was my boss in the 1990s for several years, so certainly enjoyed working with Dina back in the day. I think that was all the thank yous for the physical side of people. I want to do a wee thank you to this building that we're standing in just now, because it doesn't get the write-ups it deserves, because it's a fantastic building. It's been here since 1979, and it's had a significant impact on my life through the time I've been working here. You might be surprised to know that I actually remember the building getting built. I wasn't an employee here, I'll hasten to add. I was a school kid across the Nicky, and I remember on a regular occasions looking out the window when being bored stupid in French or Latin or whatever, watching the builders constructing this.
Not maths, I take it.
Yeah, so I was really impressive watching the cranes slotting in the concrete slabs and whatnot. And back then, one of the things I'd forgotten about was this was a very white, pristine building, and it was nicknamed the White House because it did stand out quite dramatically how clean it was. So you can see it's got a bit shabby over the years, like myself. But yeah, so it's just been a fun building to work in. The people inside the building have been absolutely brilliant to work with, and it's been a real pleasure having that opportunity. I was also really impressed with the fact that the council were bold enough to build their council headquarters on an actual swamp. But so far so good, it hasn't collapsed, so fingers crossed it'll last for a wee while longer. The other thing I want to mention about is the official opening of the council buildings in August 1979, I think it was. Again, I wasn't an employee, I was invited there as a scout. I can't actually remember what we were doing there, but a gang of the scouts were invited along to help out in some way or form, and I can't remember what it was exactly. And I can't remember who actually opened the building. It was some blown Lizzie Windsor or something. I don't know. I don't think she was from here. I don't think she was local. But the other thing I remember, it was absolutely chucked down. It was one of the wettest days ever on the island. And I know that the scouts came into the building to get dry at first. I think we were sort of forgotten about it. So we took the opportunity to go and explore the building. So we were surveying up and down stairs, up and down the lift, up and down the fire escapes. I think we were in every single office, all around the council chambers, and nobody knew we were here. And after a while, we thought, let's have a game of chasing or something like that. So we were thumping up and down the corridors, obviously disturbing the royal party, who were actually in this very room having a buffet, as far as I know. And at some stage, an official-looking council official came along and said, "What are you guys doing in here?" And we thought, oh heck, we're in trouble now. But just by chance, one of the guys in Scouts, his dad happened to be Roy McKeever, the chief executive of the council. So Rab, my pal, said, "It's okay, my dad said it's okay, we can do it." So he said, "Oh well, you go boys, carry on." So nepotism alive and well in the council. The other thing I was going to mention, again, I'll come back to this building in a wee bit, but I know a few folk have said you've worked for 39 years and I think it's 4 months or 5 months. Why not stay and make it 40, around 40? But I was saying, I don't really want to do that. You know, once I got the idea in my head of going, that was it. I didn't even bother. But unbeknownst or forgotten by me, I had a couple of summer jobs with the council gardeners when I was a student. So if you add that time together, that isn't all the So I was just thinking back, how did I get that job with the council gardeners? And the way it worked back then was you asked your old man to shout over the garden wall to your neighbour, who just so happened to be the head gardener, and say, any jobs for Iain? And our neighbour said, yeah, just come in. So I started the next day. The only problem was Peter, the head gardener, Mary and Isla's uncle, by chance, he said, can Iain drive? And my dad said, oh yeah, he can drive. Of course, I couldn't drive. I had provisional licences, so I thought, I'm going to get fired before I even start. But Peter, the head gardener, he said, well, okay, you can't drive, but you got your provisionals, we'll teach you how to drive a tractor. So I thought this was amazing, getting to drive a massive yellow Massey Ferguson tractor with a huge mower in the back of it. And that's basically why I learned to drive around the streets of Stornoway, skillfully avoiding knocking into any cars. I did knock a wee bit of the wall in the Haldane Hostel down, but I kept quiet about that. So I was thinking, how cool am I driving through Stornoway in a Massey Ferguson tractor? As it turned out, it wasn't cool at all. It didn't pull any birds. And one memorable occasion, I turned up at work and I was told, there's an important football match tonight in CNES. You've got to go up to CNES and cut the grass up there. So I was sent up there in the Massey Ferguson tractor, maximum speed 15 miles an hour, on my own up to CNES. And I'd only been to CNES once in my life before then. So I got to CNES eventually after a few hours, and then it took several more hours going around looking for this flipping football pitch. You think it would be a hard thing to miss, but I think I went past it a few times. I finally eventually cut the grass and successfully got back. So thoroughly enjoyed my time with the council gardeners. Learned a lot. Probably not the kind of things you want to put in your CV, but it was certainly life experiences that I got out of that. I'm nearly finished. I think there was a couple of wee things just to flag up there. Oh yeah. This guilty secret I've had since 1981. It's fallen heavy on my shoulders all this time. I better come clean today as I leave the council offices. Again, going back to council gardeners, one of the things we had to do on a wet Friday, for example, you could send down to council offices with watering cans to water the rubber plants. And remember, the council building was very much a 70s design. It was very much beige, everything, beige walls, beige carpets, the odd orange seat here and there. And rubber plants, they were everywhere. There was millions of rubber plants in the building because it was a very 70s thing. Every reception area had them, every public area had them, every corridor had them, every boss had them, every director, assistant director had rubber plants. And the more senior you had, the more rubber plants you got. So our job was to water these rubber plants every year. So they were massive brown plastic flower pots with a huge rubber plant in it. And there was a wee funnel where you'd pour the water in, and a wee orange thing would pop up when it was full, so you knew not to overwater them. So we went round the building, we covered all the rubber plants successfully, till we came to this room. And back then there was a very plush, highly expensive carpet on the floor. Probably cost millions of pounds, and it was really, really soft and comfy when you walked on it. There was a large rubber plant somewhere in that area that we started filling up. So one watering can went in, went to the kitchen, filled it up again, 2 watering cans went in, the wee bubble wasn't coming up. So we thought, oh, it must be really thirsty. Maybe all the hot air from the councillors was drying it up. So I think we'd reached the 3rd watering can, and still like happening in. And so I went back to the 4th one. And as I walked back, I was feeling the squelching noise in the carpet. I was like, what's going on here? I noticed that there was quite a large circle around the flower pot where there was a substantial quantity of water. And we looked at the flower pot and noticed a wee hairline crack down the side of it and water gushing out of it. And we never noticed. So we thought, well, what we can do, we're going into trouble here. We can either stay and own up, or we can run away very quickly. So we ran away very quickly. So I'll own up to that just now, but hopefully it's long forgotten about. But certainly the council office have many fond memories for me, largely because of the wonderful people I've worked with. So once again, just to say thank you for the lovely send-off. It's much appreciated. And hopefully we'll bump into each other regularly in Cromwell Street and on the Castle Green at Head Kelth and stuff like that. But thanks again, folks. It's been a lovely experience working with the council.